Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Those of you who are there already, it is Tuesday. It's 4 o'clock, so we're going to be getting going with some remote choir very, very shortly. I'm just going to give it obviously a few minutes, or a minute or so, just to make sure that everyone who wants to be here is here. But beyond that, yes, Jack, the chat is back. Well done. The moron that is me has remembered to put it on again this week. So great to know that you're out there, and I can see that a few of you are there, and the numbers are creeping up. So that's brilliant. So yeah, we'll just give it a couple of minutes, and then we will get everybody going. Now, today, in the past, we've explored a lot of doing riffs, and last week we had a go at some mashups. Now, this week, we are going to have a bit of a go at putting together a short performance of something that will mean a lot to a number of people in this time. I know firsthand what it's like, well, not firsthand, but via my daughter at least, what it is like to have a birthday in this lockdown time. And some people are doing wonderful things and making the most out of it, and virtual birthday parties and everything like that. But one of the nicest things that everybody gets on their birthday is a group of people to sing happy birthday to them. So today's project is going to be about putting a riff-based version of Happy Birthday together that we can circulate and share amongst friends and family and whatever, if and when that comes up over the next few weeks and however long we're in this for. So we'll just give it 30 more seconds or so, and then we will get started. Now, the reason that we're going with Happy Birthday is that we've had a few in amongst our community in this choir. We've had a few birthdays over recent weeks. I know that somebody very dear to Mr. Furlong has had a birthday in the not too recent past, and we didn't mark that last week when we possibly should have. So happy birthday there. Gosh, I feel like I'm a children's BBC presenter where everyone gets to read out their birthday cards. Maybe you should have sent them all in. I know that we've got a couple more birthdays coming up, and our very own Mr. Lambert celebrated his just a couple of days ago as well. So shout out to him there too. So right, it's a couple of minutes past. Let's get going. Let's give yourselves a bit of a shake. Make sure you've got somewhere to stand. Make sure you've got somewhere to breathe, have a bit of movement, etc. And let's have a big deep breath in, guys. Breathing in and breathe out. Good. And again, breathing in. And again, breathe out. Good. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, good. Give it a bit of a shake, give your arms a bit of a roll. Make sure that you're not too hunched. I know that I've been hunched over a machine for most of the day today. Give yourselves a big stretch to the left and to the right, and all the way up and all the way down and round and about. And just let your arms, just give them a bit of a wiggle. Make sure your body's feeling active and ready for what we've got going on in the next couple of, next 30 minutes. I'd say the next couple of hours. We're not going for a couple of hours. The next 25, 30 minutes or so. Having said that, we're not going to be obviously getting too physical. But give yourselves a good strong grounding with your legs nice and firmly on the floor. And from here, we're just going to do a little bit of controlled breathing, okay? Making sure that we're in control of all the breathing work that's going on from within our insides to support that sound. So when we get to a big climax at the end of Happy Birthday, which we'll learn shortly, there'll be an enormously big wall of sound coming through so that people who are getting that sung to them feel like it matters and that we really mean it. Okay, so from our nice grounded position, good, strong, firm legs, feel the weight of the floor through your legs, and take a big, strong breath in for 4 counts and breathe out for 8 to the sound of shush. Here we go. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3. Out you go. And shh. 2, 3, 4. All the way out for 8, 6, 7, 8. And stop. Very nice. Give yourself a bit of a shake. We'll do the same thing again. Make sure that you're in complete control. You're not running out on 7 and you still haven't got a little bit left to keep going 9, 10, 11. Really time it so that we get almost completely to that empty point at the end of count number 8. Not the beginning, the end of count number 8. Here we go again. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3. Out we go. And shh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And stop. Excellent. Good. Give yourselves a bit of a shake again. Fine. We're going to take that number actually up to 12 this time, just so we really know that we're beginning to keep control. I certainly feel like I'm losing control of some of the muscles while we're in this lockdown time, whether that's not through doing as much exercise or not through doing as much singing or anything. So we want to make sure that we're keeping that control going. So this time it's in for 4 and it's out for 12 to the same sound of shh. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3. Out we go. And shh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's halfway, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and stop. Very nice, good. Hopefully something, a nice little byproduct of doing all this breathing is that it gives us this kind of calm feeling. So at the end of what might have been a very stressful day of online learning or stressful day of just twiddling your thumbs waiting for remote choir, because I know that you'll have all been on the edge of your seats since lunchtime, we want to just try and get ourselves nice and calm, ready to make sure that we're injecting all the right energies into our singing. Okay, good. Just going to make a sound that sounds like this. I'm going to make one. I'd like you to copy it back. It goes like this. Off you go. And off you go. And go. I've got to say, it's very strange giving an instruction for people to make a sound and then just hearing complete silence. Somewhere down that screen, I know that you guys are making those noises. And of course, other people in your house are looking at you like you're pretty mad. Okay, but good. It's important that we get those voice, the noises going through our voice. So let's make a couple more. We're going to have this one. Ta, 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 go. And ya, 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 go. Ya, ya, ya. And one that's obviously going to be very important to us in Happy Birthday. Ha, 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 go. And ba, 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 go. Ba, ba, ba. And ya, 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 go. Ya, ya, ya. Excellent. Give your faces a bit of a rub, try and wake up all of those muscles, because nothing says Happy Birthday more like a dead face when we sing it. Okay? No. Happy Birthday's got to make sure we've got really nice bright faces and meaningful expressions. Even if we're not submitting video for this, even if we're just going with the sound, we know full well that if we change the shape of our face, it can affect the quality of that sound. Okay? So get your faces going all the way around the cheeks, around sort of under your ears and around the back of your jaw. Make sure your jaw feels really nice and loose. Excellent. All the way out around the side, by your temples, over your forehead. Give your forehead a bit of a rub. Move your hair out the way if you're beginning to grow the curtains out in this time. And just give your face a bit of a rain shower with your fingertips, coming down and down and down and down and down over your face. A couple of big faces with your own pretty mouth, right up, and then right down to a very small face. And just make sure that your lips are working for you as well. And you're going to take your tongue and you're going to go inside your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. One way, 4 the other way, 2 back that way, 2 back that way, and 1 and 1. So we're going to go that way first, and it's going to go tongue inside your mouth. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 the first way. 1, 2, and back. 2, 2, and then back 4. Understandable and comprehensible. Okay, good. Let's start getting our voices moving in order to sing something then. So not just in order to make our faces work for us, but actually to produce a bit of noise through the voice. So the one that we're doing quite a lot of at the moment in remote times is this sirening exercise where the hand moves up and down, and you guys either do that and get your voices moving, or just stare at the screen and watch me moving my hand up and down, which is a very real possibility, but I do hope not. I do hope you're managing to get your voices moving. So somewhere on a soft hum, whether that's a hum with a hush before it, or just a relaxed or an sound, or even an UNG, that's a really nice sound. Any of those are really good sounds for us to be making as we're getting this sirening, getting our voices beginning to move, stretching out those muscles that we need to sing. So somewhere in the middle of your range, not too high, not too low, on a hum or an or any kind of soft sound that buzzes through your lips. And when my hand goes up, you follow it, and when my hand comes down, you follow it. Don't go too far in your range too soon. Here we go. Here's the middle, and off we go. Breathe when you need to, and just follow my hand, and then I'm not going to extend too close to the extremes of the range at the start. And back up we come. As I say, breathe when you need to. Use that air that you've just been working at. Remember where your breathing comes from when you're singing. Use that air, take it well within the body, and then use it to support that lovely sirening sound that you're doing. And just start to explore the extremes of the range a little bit more. So just a bit higher, still nowhere near the top of your register. Down we come. Breathe when you need to. Tend to try and breathe in the middle of your register rather than at the extremes, because it's quite difficult then to pick it up. Okay, and up we come, and up we come. A bit further, and down we come again. And we'll do a couple more now. Really start to stretch, find those extremes. Okay, and when you get there, send almost all the way over, right down to the bottom, scoop it up, and up we go. And we're going to send this one all the way over like a firework, and then just let it die and relax. And there we go. Very, very nice. Okay, give yourselves a bit of a shake. Excellent, good. So we've done our breathing, we've done our posture, we've done our faces, we've done inside our faces, that's your tongues, and then we've begun to get just a bit of noise going through our voice as well. So on that basis, now we're probably feeling like we're maybe a little bit more like we're ready to sing. So How do we create a riff-based version of Happy Birthday? Well, obviously we all know the tune. Okay, it sounds something like this. People in my house are very sick of me playing that today because that's been going around here quite a lot this afternoon, I should say. So it feels like it's been everybody's birthday here today. But so obviously that's our main tune, and that is carried on the top of our texture. So how do we create a riff-based accompaniment underneath it? Well, basses. I'm going to introduce you, and just a reminder that whatever part you want to sing, I've had so many great recordings coming in over the last couple of weeks as we've been doing this, from people that are sopranos but singing the bass part an octave higher, the altos choosing to sing the soprano part, and a soprano singing a tenor part last week. It's really great to mix and match it. What I would say is that if you are going to do that, maybe also send me the version that normally comes from your normal voice part as well. But somewhere between 1 and 2 and 7 recordings is the number that I've been receiving from different people. So it's brilliant to get that level of engagement. Sing your part, but also if you want to explore and sing some other parts as well, you can. So basses, I'm going to introduce you to a new word this week. So far, all you've done, I think, is do. Well, as obviously apart from your mashup songs last week. This week, you get a different word. Sounds like this. Bom. And it goes like this. That's with an O, by the way. That's with an O, not a U. But it goes like this. Bom, 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 bom. Okay, have a listen on the piano just because that bottom F is definitely a stretch for me. Okay, let's go through it. Everyone might as well join in with that, okay? Sopranos, pick a register that you're happy with, especially when you're going there, because you don't necessarily want to sing your top F all the way through. You're going to get a chance for a top F later on. But we'll go with here. Bom, and bom, 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 bom. Go again. Bom, 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 bom. One more time. Bum, 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 bum. That'll do. It's a very strategic move away from the microphone when I have to try and sing a bottom F, so that it looks like when it doesn't come out, it's because I'm further away from the microphone, as opposed to the fact I just can't sing it. Okay, tenors, you start the octave above. I say tenors, again, picking whatever part you fancy, but the part that is the second one up from the bottom, so whatever part you want to go with, you start an octave up above the basses, and it goes like this. I'm afraid to tell you, you are still on do's. Okay, you're still doing. That's some long ones. And it goes like this. Do, 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 do. Have a listen again. Do, 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 do. Try it. One more time. Very nice. Okay, so those two parts together, pick whichever one you want to have a go at, whatever range suits your voice better, and we're going to sound like this. Okay, here we go. Try that one or that one, whichever one you want. So 1 and 2 and one more time. Okay, excellent. Good. Now, the altos, you on the one part here, you get a very interesting part. Okay, it's got 3 different notes to it, and you get a different syllable as well. Yours is la, I know. So we've got bombs and do's and la and all. Oh, it's so interesting, this piece, isn't it? And who thought that Happy Birthday was just about singing Happy Birthday with a cake and some candles? No, we're going to make it very exciting. Now, having bigged it up, I'm afraid to tell you that your la goes like this. La la la, 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 and so on and so on. You get the idea. Okay, but not at that pitch. We are at alto pitch of la la la, la la la. All my life, I haven't sung it there in a few weeks. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la, etc. Now that's one alto part. So we'll give that one a go with the way that the tenors and the basses are going, and it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. second out like that. Now, if that is a little bit boring for the altos, and let's be honest, it probably is, isn't it? And we're also going to put the third on top of the tenor line, okay? So where the tenors have had this, etc., you guys are going to have this. So we'll call this alto 2 for whatever way you want to describe it. Basically, it's just another alto part. And all you altos out there, it'd be amazing if when it comes to your recordings, you send me both of these, if you possibly can. Or maybe the sopranos send me one of the alto parts as well, just to make sure that we get all three of those upper voice parts covered. Okay, so the alto, if you like the other alto part, what you're doing, goes like this. Just again. The tenor sounds like this. Etc. Good. So the two alto parts together. Let's try both of those, whichever one you want to do. If you want to go la 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 la, if you can handle the new words there, the new syllables, or if you want to stick to the do's because you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing when it comes to something like that. Then we've got the long-held notes underneath. So pick whichever of those two parts you fancy. I'm not just talking to the altos, I'm obviously talking to everybody out there on whatever range you fancy. This is all just about having a great time singing. So while you might be thinking about which part you're going to record, at the end of the day, if we're here for half an hour, let's just sing anything and everything in front of us, okay? Whatever pitch works for you. I've got horrible visions of some broken voices going. But apologies to everyone else in the vicinity of those people if that's what we're doing here. So here we are, the lower alto part, and the upper alto part, la 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 la, 1, 2, and 1. And again. Very nice. Okay, so let's stack that up now. Decide whether you want to have the bass part, and you're going to bomb, bomb, bomb. Decide whether you want to have the tenor part, and you're going to do, do, do. Decide whether you're going to do as an alto, or whether you're going to float away in that lovely angelic sound of la la la, la la la, whichever one of those you want, any of those four parts. The bottom part is here, the second part up is here, one of the altos is here, and the other alto is there. I'm going to go with 1 under, 2 under. Okay, good. So you begin to hear how that goes. So that is all of our riff-based accompaniment now. Now, what do we need on top? Well, not sure many people are going to recognise that as Happy Birthday just yet. So we probably do need a line on the top, which is actually going to convey the message that we want to deliver. It's a really quite a brisk Happy Birthday, and it sounds like this. I don't know why I'm going to demonstrate this to you, other than in the context, but happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday. Now, who's it to? We don't know, so we can't make a generic recording and put a name in there unless we just go with the most common name in the country or in the world, and who knows what that is at this time. It seems to change every week. So instead of saying happy birthday to someone, we're actually just going to repeat the words happy birthday, okay? Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. And it's going to go like this. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. That's the idea, okay? Now, I don't feel like I need to demonstrate that one too much, but if you want to go with that tune, let's chuck it on the top of our riff accompaniment underneath. Bom, bom, bom. That bottom F is getting even more embarrassing every minute of this. So I'm going to stop singing that part in a minute. Basses are there. I'm going to rattle them off as normal voice parts, but as I always say, as I've been saying all along, sing with the part you want. Basses are there, tenors are there, the altos are there, and you're also there, and the sopranos. Happy birthday to you. After 1 and go. Happy birthday to you. Again. Okay, excellent. Now it's a bit of a rattle, it's a bit of a race through that, isn't it? So we do probably want to do. It's amazing how many times that word comes up, isn't it, when you're desperately trying not to make a pun of it. So how many times are we going to go through that? Well, once the sopranos are in, okay, in the final piece that I'm going to build up in the same way that I've built up the riffs over the last couple of weeks, in the final version of that, we're going to start with our basses, bomb, bomb, bombing. We're going to add the tenors, do, do, doing. We're going to add one of the alto parts, do, do, doing. The twinkly little other alto parts are going to la, la, la over the top, and then we'll invite our happy birthday to you. So it will extend for a decent amount of time. But in terms of us kind of recording it, what I'm going to ask you to do is to sing all of what you've just done once, okay? And once you've done that, you're going to start going through it again, and then we get a big kind of pull back, the big rip, big row at the end of it, so that we can enjoy a massive big chord to finish off and give everyone that great big satisfaction of a big sing. Okay, so the second half, imagine that you've just sung everything up to where we've just done. We would then start again. And then we have like this. Big chord finish at the end for everyone to kind of sing their hearts out. Just make sure you don't peak out on the sound on your voice recorders, whatever you're doing. But so let's just learn the very end then. So sopranos, it doesn't come as any surprise to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. But we cover that pause so that those lovely kind of dirty middle parts. When I say dirty, I don't mean that the part is dirty. I mean that the notes that you go to sing are just a bit naughty, a bit jazzy. Passing through the tenors and the altos, and then big finish for you guys, etc. Okay, good. So altos, whether you've just been doing or whether you've been layering, oops. Then you have happy birthday, happy birthday. Okay, so that little what you guys have at the end is what builds that, takes over from the tenor, the chromatic that the tenors have done. So happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. So listen to all of that ending one more time for that second part down. And then you can go at the end if you want to put a second note in. So the top two parts sound like this. Whichever part you want to sing. If you want to sing the top part and the tune, great. If you want to learn the alto part, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you at the end, then chuck that bit underneath. Let's put those two together. We both start here. Happy birth or happy birth, 1 and 2. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Good. I'm sure that was absolutely spot on at the other end. And even if not, you've obviously got this little teaching video to go back and check. So underneath that, tenors, you've been doing for a fair amount of time. Okay, and you get to happy, and then we have the tenor part. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. So having gone through your do's the second time, do, do, do. Happy birthday, happy birthday, and then happy birthday to you. And classic tenor line. Probably could get one of those in there. I probably wouldn't object too much. It's the sort of thing I would do, let's be honest. Okay, good. So tenor part then, we've understood. Okay, excellent, good. Basses. When you find, now you are going to seemingly bomb for quite a while, but when you come out of your bombing, you still end up on some of our root notes, obviously. Bom, 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 and then happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, you. At the end there, I just failed it. I was certain that wasn't going to come out. Yeah, it wasn't. Happy birthday, happy birthday. If the bottom F doesn't work for you as well, you can just keep it on the same one. So, happy birthday to you. Okay, so whether you want to stay up birthday to you or birthday to you. It'd be lovely if there's a bit of a rich bottom underneath. That would be great, but I know that not everyone has a rich bottom. So, at the end there. Excellent, good. So, tenors and basses together on that happy birthday. I keep saying tenors and basses, I say. I'm really sorry that that just kind of rolls off the tongue, but you can obviously sing whichever part you want. Okay, so. Okay, so you're singing the lower parts, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Or the tenor. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Whichever you want to do. There's one. You both start together. 1 and 2. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. That's the idea. Okay, so you hear how that all pieces together. Now then, how are we going to build it up? Well, I'm just going to give you, if you imagine once the sopranos come in going happy birthday to you, which will mean that the bomb-bombs have happened, and the doo-doos have happened, and the next set of doo-doos have happened, and the la-las have happened. Oh, it's like the Teletubbies have had children. You can imagine then the sopranos will come in and put their line on the top, and then we will go through all of that round once before going into the second, what we will call the second verse, which begins with a riff and ends up with everyone singing the words. Something like this. This is where the sopranos would join in. So after all the layers are built up, it's going to sound like this, from there to the end. That's how it works, isn't it? And then with all of you really kind of rich big sounds at the end. Okay, so if that's going to be our structure, let's build it up all the way from the bottom. If that's the bass riff, tenors go down on top of that. And the bottom alto part will go out. And the la-las will come in. And sopranos. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Carry on. Happy birthday. Then we split here. Then we pause and we're off and. Okay, good. There's our big finish. That's our idea, guys. That's how we're going to kind of build everything up and be able to achieve this remote performance of Happy Birthday. So, in a second, we're going to give that one more go. I'm just going to quickly whiz through each of those ending parts one more time so you feel like you've got a good grounding in that. But you don't need to remember it from this. You don't even need to track back on this video to see it, because I have it again in the same place as last week. I put together just a very easy, very quick Firefly page, which has got all of the info on it. It tells you what to record. Now, what I'm going to ask you to record, obviously, you don't have to think about the whole overall structure while you're doing the recording. You simply just need to record your riff once, okay, your complete riff once, and then another time around, which has got the half riff and the words. So if I were a bass, but if I were a bass, I would sing something. I just couldn't stop laughing at that sound coming out of my head, the idea of me being a bass. But it would sound like this. No, it wouldn't. Well, she might do, but this is what I'd be recording. Now I'd start that again, but then I'd go here. Happy birthday, etc. If I'm the soprano, I'm going happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. It's all the same speed, and now it slows down. Okay, or if you get the picture, I'm not going to go through every single part, but if I'm the altos going la la la, you're the ones who are going to lose count, I guarantee you that. So try and hear the rest of the harmony in it. La la la, la 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 la, etc. You must have what, 12 of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, you've got 12 la-las, and then you're into happy birthday, happy birthday. happy birthday to you, or to you at the very end. Okay, so that's what everyone's going to try and build up together, and then obviously it will be my job to then stack that into the completely structured performance that we'll be able to kind of put out there. And as I said right at the start, you'll then be in a position to be able to share that with anybody that you want to wish happy birthday to over the course of this lockdown period, if you don't get a chance to get out and see them, whether that's friends or family that you don't live with. Okay, so let's give it a go all the way through, and then I will direct you to our Firefly page where you can find a copy of the score. It's not exactly Mozart or Bach, is it? But where you can find a printout version of what I've been teaching you today, okay? And also on there, you will find a pre-recorded video that I've done where I'm playing the part along, and I'm just beating through for that. I'm just conducting through for that writ at the end. Yeah, and that will make it very clear as well how much you need to record. So I'm going to need you to record watching that video this time, okay, rather than just being able to do it to a metronome click. So you'll need to get to the Firefly page. The only reason for that is we've got to be able to handle that slowing down at the end and really enjoy the big kind of opening out of our lungs for that last big happy birthday to you at the end. Okay, so let's build it up all the way from the beginning. Now, if you want to start singing the bass part and then move on to the, if you're a soprano and you want to sing the bass and then move on to the tenor and then move on to the alto and then move on to the other alto and then move on to the soprano, that's great, go for that. If you want to chop and change around the parts because you're feeling brave and brilliant, go at that. But we're going to start building it up layer by layer, and I'll call each part as it's going to start. Okay, so here we go. Basses, you're going to start us off from here. One and tenors, you're going to start here. Altos and other altos. Sopranos up here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Go again. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Now slow down. Happy birthday, happy tenors, altos. Off. That's what happened if I would sing bass. Okay, so excellent, guys. That's the idea. That's what we're going to look to. So where are you going to find this? Senior Music, Enrichment, Remote Choir, Week 3, Happy Birthday, and you'll see just the sheet music that I've just been playing from, and also the video that you need to record to. Now, there's a slightly more relaxed deadline on this week. I don't really need, I mean, I'd quite like them in by the end of Thursday if I possibly can, guys, okay? So if you can get me those recordings by the end of Thursday, that would be really helpful. Yeah, to be honest, so many of you just seem to kind of get away from this, go straight away, do it, and then send it in, and then your remote choir is done for the week. I love that, that's brilliant. Okay, rather than sitting there on Thursday afternoon going, oh, I really hope we're going to get the parts in this week. So if you do fancy going away for the next 20 minutes and just getting it done while it's fresh in your mind, that will be ace. But of course, the reason that I'm not going to get straight on the editing of it this evening or tomorrow is because this week for us is all about remote orchestra. Okay, now I know a number of you out there play a musical instrument, an orchestral instrument. Mr. Madden is coordinating a remote orchestra performance of We'll Meet Again to celebrate, or to mark, celebrate I always find is the wrong word, but to celebrate, to mark the 75th anniversary celebrations on Friday this week of the E-Day. Okay, it's a bank holiday, and we're hoping to get our remote orchestra performance of that beautiful Vera Lynn song We'll Meet Again published on Friday to mark those celebrations. Okay, the parts are extremely accessible for every single one of you, and I've had a lot of performances come in already, which is brilliant. What you need to do is take yourself back to that same Firefly area, okay, Senior Music and Enrichment, and there you'll see a remote orchestra page. It will have the guide track that you need to Mr. Madden conducting. It will have your sheet music. It will have his introduction explaining the whole project. It will have, what else has it got on there? Demonstration videos about how to set up your recording. It sounds really complex. It's really not, okay? I imagine it won't take you very long at all to get through. It has been so good to get some of your recordings come in already, but as I say, every orchestra, just the more people we can get involved in it, the better. And that is our big department project for this week. Okay, so if you play an orchestral instrument and you haven't done that already, please get yourself straight to Firefly this afternoon and go and have a look at what it would be that you would need to do. Okay, but don't let that take away from Remote Choir. It's been amazing to see you guys out there today, to see the chat going again, to hear and see you guys talking to each other, and obviously to imagine all of the singing along that has been going as we've been learning Happy Birthday. I think it's a really important message. So let's really make sure we devote just 5 minutes of your time this week to sing along those two versions, those two kind of halves of the Happy Birthday song, and then we can get that published, and then it will be yours to share with your voices on it to say happy birthday to anybody that you want to during this lockdown time. Okay, for anyone amongst us that is experiencing their birthday over the next couple of days or has just recently, then please accept our very best wishes for. I hope you did have a really, really lovely day despite all of the slightly strange circumstances that we've got going on at the moment. Okay, so guys, at the end of every video, I say back next Tuesday. We will be back next Tuesday. I'll get my thinking cap on about what we're going to be building up to next week. But in the meantime, stay in touch, get those recordings in for both Remote Choir and Remote Orchestra as soon as you can. Like Mrs. Hackett says, a number of our philosophy is that if I can, anybody can, and you all can, I know that. So look forward to hearing both your orchestral and your choir performances. All right, guys, it's been lovely to have you there. Thank you very much, and we will catch up again this time next week. Okay, take care. Bye.